Hello, hello, my beloved waking gods and goddesses. Welcome to my new YouTube channel, Love, Truth, and Beauty. Do it yourself, or the divine in the flesh, where your pain, trauma, suffering, and dramas are golden gateways to waking up and staying awake. Before we get started, please give this video a thumbs up and a like. Please subscribe and do hit the notification bell along with hitting all in that YouTube notification drop box expansion menu so that the YouTube will let you know when I upload next. My upload schedule is Tuesdays and Fridays at 2 p.m. Eastern. Thanks so much for joining me here on this platform. I really do appreciate it. My name is Marja West. I am your hostess of the highest, here to download, upload, inspire, and usher you into your bestest and brightest light, your bestest and brightest selves, inviting you to open your hearts, opening them up wider and wider still, emptying your minds, inviting all our inner children, our misunderstood, inner punky-ass teenagers, are frustrated and overworked, pissed off, underpleasured adults to come out and receive, inviting you to give your bestest love and appreciation to one and all, particularly beaming love and our gratitude to our beautiful planet, assisting her to enhance her earth magic and repel and rebalance the man-made techno-enviro coronavirus shit show that's happening as we speak and record, remembering that the world is not the planet. And here we are again, sharing this time and space in this gorgeous matrix of light and love that spans the curvature of our earth in all directions. In today's video, I am actually doing a replay of a podcast interview I participated in along with one of my longtime beloved mentors and birthday sister, Penny Slinger, the co-creator of Sacred Dakini Oracle from 1977, which was my second tarot deck given to me when I was 18 years old. This show was hosted by one of my favorite people on the planet, my soul sister, Elo'esh Johnsen, on her radio program Conscious Evolution. This was back in 2014 when we were both part of the Human Spirit Radio Network. In this 195th broadcast of Human Spirit Radio Network, Amanda, Penny, and I, we muse and explore the Divine Feminine Archetype of the Crone, also known as the hag and the wise woman, she who has weathered the tests of time, the ups and downs of the totality of human experience and the physical plane, whose physical beauty and body are now fading and are diminishing, she who is often denied and cast away, banished to a dark corner, a hermitage until death, or assisted living, forgotten. She is particularly important to me, even now that I am personally over 60 myself, as I witness my own judgment, owning how when I was younger, the age 60 seemed ancient, and I was guilty of being dismissive, eye-rolling, and now as I am beyond 60, still vibrant, still juicy, still alive, still creating, still desiring and sharing and longing, perhaps even more so. Even more important is my uber awareness of the flagrant ageism and the willful ignorance of the wise woman of a certain age in this perception managed reality, where the maiden takes front stage, as she should. I witnessed the youthful goddesses, those who have not yet reached 30 or 40, who are invoking with great romanticism the wise woman, yet there is no mention of the crone, or the trickster hag, that wrinkled smartass, that witch. Years ago, when I traveled throughout India searching for her and visited many goddess and yoni temples, I was humbled in my assumptions that these temples were overrun by youthful, buxom, dark, glistening, copper-colored, skinned goddesses of youth depicted in the books of the Kama Sutra illustrations and even the movie of the same name. I was never more wrong. I met the goddesses and the Dakinis in their wise woman, crone, hag, witch, seducer representations, dark brown and blue-black skinned, wrinkled faces, and beautiful and fiercely lighted eyes in their sensuality and their embodiment of her. So, my loves, sit back and enjoy this gem of a timeless and timely journey into the wisdom of her wise words and her cackle and her irreverence and her not giving two fucking shits about pleasing you or pleasing me or what you may even think of her. I will include in the description box below Penny Slinger's and Amanda Elo'esh's contact information along with timestamps and my information. I so appreciate your participation. So, listen up, my beauties. Here we go.
Hello, everyone. This is Amanda Elo'esh, your navigator here today on Human Spirit Radio. I believe that everything we have and everything we experience is a sacred gift. It just requires shifting the lenses through which we see ourselves and the world around us. My mission here in this lifetime is to help my relations to transform their pain into joy through the art and alchemy of spiritual composting. I'm an urban indigenous shamanic priestess teaching the living wisdom of the divine feminine, awakening forgotten traditions, and supporting the birth and emergence of our conscious evolution. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I have a couple of guests. My longtime guest and dear sister, Penny Slinger, has pursued a life of art and dedication to the feminine. Born in England, her early work focused on freeing the feminine psyche from the confines of a Western cultural heritage. After she discovered Tantra in the 1970s, she co-wrote and illustrated Sexual Secrets, The Alchemy of Ecstasy, presenting the teachings of Tantra to the modern world. She lived in the Caribbean for 15 years, and during this period, her art paid tribute to the indigenous way of life. Penny moved to California in 1994. She's created 2 divinatory systems, the Sacred Dakini Oracle, which is one of my favorites, and more recently, the 64 Dakini Oracle, which offers initiation into the energy of 64 feminine wisdom archetypes. Penny is Reverend of the Goddess Temple in Santa Cruz Mountains, where she's focusing on liberation through transformative art. Penny, will you say hi to our guests?
Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in with us today.
Oh, and I'm also really happy to say that I have another dear sister, Maria West, here. She's also a Human Spirit Radio diva, and she's a non-guru lineage spiritual teacher, a way shower, and divine love agent provocateur, mentoring today's men and women, the heart-based new humanity, with practical tools to embody their realization of the truth of who and what they are, infinite loving awareness and consciousness, having a human experience. Her first book, F's Wide Open. Can I say a swear word? Do you all know? Can I say a swear word on this?
Go for it.
F's Wide Open, The Rude Awakening of the Heart-Based New Humanity. It's traveling down the birth canal. Yay, and it's so beautiful. I saw the cover today, and you can connect with that at heartbasednewhumanity, all1word.com. And what I'd like to do, and say hello, Maria.
Hi, everybody. Hello, beloved.
Yay.
Yay.
And it's kind of appropriate that we're swearing. I don't usually swear. I grew up in a pretty conservative household, but we're going to be tuning in to the wise woman, the Crone, and she's a little bit irreverent. And so I invite you to get ready. We're going to do a little guided journey to start tuning in to this frequency. So I invite you to get really cozy. I invite you to drop in to yourself. Drop into your body. Feel roots going deep into the earth. As you breathe in, imagine that each breath is sending a root deep, deep down into the earth, the Mother Earth. With every sense of imperfection that you've ever felt in your body, a wrinkle, a scar, a part of you that felt not pretty, send it down into the earth as a signal of being here and present. Invite all parts of yourself to really be here now in this moment. The wise woman, the crone, the grandmother, the medicine woman, invites you into her temple. And as you step in, you notice that all sense of insecurities about your body, good enough, young enough, strong enough, pretty enough, whatever enoughness, that's a surface value, the illusory part of the human identity slips away as you step through the gate into her temple. She invites you to come sit, maybe on her lap, maybe at her knee, to listen to her story. She tells you that every single wrinkle in her skin is a story, a lesson, an experience that has brought her into her heart knowing. She's been around the block many, many times. Maybe she once was that beautiful goddess that was easy to look at, easy to adore. She knows how temporary that is. She knows the true essence, the true value of the soul. When she looks into your eyes, you can see that she sees you. And as you connect with her gaze, you realize you can see her. She is not hiding behind anything. She's not hiding behind any pretense whatsoever. She has been to many crossroads, and she shares with you that the way easy when you drop into your heart, when you let go of the trying to figure out, trying to please other people, trying to be or do anything other than being present in this moment and listening. The wisdom of the heart emerges, and in the most dire crossroads, she tells you the way is easy. There is only that one step that lies ahead of you that honors your essence, your divinity, your sacred life. And she invites you. She stands with you and gives you the strength and the courage to make that step. Somehow in the past, when the voices of criticism, the worries about what other people may think, what other people may say about you, somehow those voices are no longer audible. Somehow in her presence, the heart's wisdom is loud and clear. As you sit with this grandmother, this crone, this wise woman, you see in her sparkling eyes a bit of the heyoka, the one who's willing to trip you a little bit to make sure that you're paying attention. She's the one who makes you mess up, trip, say the wrong thing at the wrong time, get a little clumsy, to help you get over yourself. and be a human. Enjoy each moment. She's the one you'll find laughing in the middle of your most intense emotional breakdowns, not to mock you, but simply because she recognizes how silly it is to be so caught up over ourselves. She has been around the block many times. She's been in your shoes and she's worn them right out. She's here to invite you to step outside the niceties, the confines, the old rules, the trying to look good, sound good, be good. Listen to your heart. She says, don't be afraid to meet your shadow. That is where your growing edge is. To expand as light, dance into your shadow and tend to it, understand it. Engage it as your own nest that holds you and helps you truly be your divine self. She is the holder of the black and the white. The illusion of duality melt away in her presence. Somehow, there is no this and that. There is no me and you. There is this one beating heart. That greater wisdom that sees the big picture and is not afraid to honor the path, the gifts, the wisdom, the words, the medicine that she carries. She invites you to take this medicine bundle that she holds in her hand. She's offering it to you now. As you take this medicine bundle from her, it feels precious, like a brand new child. You can feel that it's been cared for and carried with immense honor and sacredness. She invites you to open up this sacred medicine bundle and look inside. She tells you inside of this sacred medicine bundle is your medicine. It's everything that you need to offer your gifts and walk this path. As you open it up, notice what is inside. What is your medicine? Is it music? Is it healing plants? Is it your words spoken from the heart of the one? Is it laughter? Is it being the heyoka? What's in your bundle? What is your medicine that you offer the world? She invites you now to claim this bundle and to start to carry it with the strength, the courage, the fearlessness, and the lightheartedness of the wise woman. Take a moment to be with your sacred bundle. And as you look into this sacred bundle, ask yourself what parts inside have been caught up in the illusion of duality that have kept you feeling isolated and separate from the whole. What fears do you have about death and growing older keep you from honoring your truth? What fears do you have about the illusion of your human shell keep you from completely authentically expressing your gifts in the world? She invites you to look into your bundle, your own medicine. It may be easy to offer to others. She asks you, invites you to receive this medicine for yourself. Take these gifts that you so easily offer the rest of the world and give them to yourself now, to these parts that are stuck in the illusion of duality, of separateness, stuck in any fear, stuck in any self-criticism, stuck in any worry that keeps you from the present moment and the heart knowing that is not just a birthright, it's just a fact. As you look into these sparkling, laughing eyes, you also see beneath it the multiple, multi-layered presence that's held within this one being. The grief over all the children lost, all that's past, the joy, the love, the recognition. Everything is in these eyes. Everything. The light and the shadow coming together in this one sparkling being. She reminds you that getting slowing down is not a bad thing. It is an opportunity to go inward. Just as the seasons remind us to go inward, she reminds you there is immense, miraculous resources within. And as the body slows down, there is that natural invitation to go deeper into the cosmic vastness of space that's inside, the infinite being that you are inside. Whether the slowing down is because of the seasons, simply being a human being, tired at the end of your day, from getting old, from being sick, she invites you to let go of the judgments about the limitations of your body and look at each experience as an opportunity to get over your attachment, go inward. Meet that shadow, not as the other, but as the definition of yourself. It's expanding outward. Dance with that. Let this grandmother, this crone, this wise woman, Sophia, let her walk with you slowly. Let each step be slow and deliberate, like an old woman's. Let it be your guide. Let it tune you into your heart. Let it help you to stop and be present. In this singular moment, where all it is meets infinite possibility. Instead of trying to wrap your mind around it, let your heart open to it. And feel what wisdom, what emerges in this moment when you can let go of your attachment. The part that's been jumping into the past to figure out what might have gone wrong, what used to be good that isn't anymore. Part of you that jumps to the future that might be better or might be worse. Allow yourself to come to rest. Mind, body, and spirit right now. Give yourself this time to sit with the crone and hear what she has to say to you. Give yourself time to sit with the sacred medicine bundle you now hold and discover what's really in there. What is your medicine? Take time in this present moment to listen to your heart and let it guide you in this moment. And now that we are sitting with the wise woman, I want to turn the talking stick over to Penny for her download about this potent and often unappreciated and avoided sacred archetype of the Divine Feminine.
Yes. Thank you. Yes. The wise woman. She is so important, so significant for our time because she has been so denied. Think of all the ways she's been denied. Right back through the witch burning. What a complete and absolute direct assault on the holders of wisdom, the holders of the earth wisdom. That wisdom that comes through experience. Deep, deep, deep experience. The experience of roots spreading deep into the soil, down, around, into the earth, and receiving the experience, receiving through her sensitive roots all aspects of the experience of life, this infinite river of life, which she, the wise woman, sits upon this river with her roots dangling over the edges of the banks and dipping into that river for sustenance and drawing from that so much experience and then distilling it through into the trunk, into the body of herself, that timeless sentinel understanding, watching, witnessing, experiencing, having at its core this deep, unending river of life, spreading upwards into its branches, which reach towards the heavens and bear the fruits of experience, those apples of knowledge that we were told not to eat. She is the one who is the tree, who guards the tree, who is the Ancient of Days. She is the one who embodies in the wise women of this earth as they distill their experience. And she sends the pieces of herself back into the plane of reality, reborn to re-experience all those threads, all this cobweb of a million firmaments, spreading above and below, and bringing all into her crucible, her big cauldron, that witch's cauldron which they have denied, that place that holds the magic which is churned like butter from the deep experience of the wise woman. And of course she's wise now because she had let go all those attachments, the attachment to beauty, to appearance, to future, to all those things we invest in. And she looks back and sees that the fabric of life is made from those attractions, and how we try to make ourselves equal to that in so many ways. We try to match up, to be desirable, to be that wanted commodity. She, the wise woman, has gone beyond all kind of commodifications. And in fact, in this society that's been built on all this materialism, she's been shunned, she's been ignored, she's been cast aside, she's been thrown into old people's homes and drugged and numbed and made to feel unuseful and unworthy. This has got to stop if we are to get the intelligence and the wisdom of not just experience, but the distillation of experience, which is the very wisdom of the heart. And she, because she tempered all by looking through the lens of compassion, by understanding that all the trials and tribulations which we go through are but one fragment of the blueprint which all must experience in their different ways. And in seeing that about herself, she sees that it is there in the other, and she has compassion. She has compassion for all life. And through that lens, she does her sacred alchemy, where all experience is refined and passion becomes compassion. And she is feared and reviled, at least she has been. She should not be, and she won't be anymore, will she? No, she won't. She's been feared and reviled because she's gone past all the niceties. She doesn't need to screen and censor herself anymore. She can act directly from the wisdom and the intuition, that inner knowing, that voice within her, which is her own voice, but bigger yet further away. If she allows herself to hear that and act upon it without any regard for social convention, then we have what makes her strong and makes her pure and makes her full of direct intelligence. It's that very thing that is so feared. That powerful, powerful woman who is not trying to please anyone, but just being herself. We need her now We embrace her now. Let the door get nearer to her now, because she is the ancient thread weaving itself into our future. And without her, what future do we have? She is the thread that connects. Let us feel her in our hearts, for she is us in our inner knowing. Jai Ma.
Jai Ma. And a hope. Thank you, Penny. And Marja.
Thank you. That was so lovely. And for myself, my heart is really yearning to share its deep relationship with a facet of the Crone that I feel I've avoided for so many, many years, and yet she has been part of my potent medicine over the last 20, 25 years. And so that aspect, that facet of the Crone called the hag, and I consider her as the grande dame trickster of appearance and the totality of human experience and existence, because she distorts reality, our appearance. She messes around with time and timeless, with age and ageless, the demon and the angel, the ugly and the beautiful within all of us. And always in that sort of proving of the shadow and the light. And as the hag, she seems to, for myself, embody this wrathful countenance, looking pretty damn upset, pissed off, downtrodden. And then this sort of crazy trickster clown comes up, where there's this sparkle in her eyes and this cackling laughter. And I love that about her, because it's that potent medicine for me when I hear that laughter, whether it's laughter through my own voice or in my environment. That laughter for me composts and transforms often my pain, my suffering, my trauma, all of the, what I call the N-word, the negativity of my existence, so that all of that can move into and be transformed into this radiant energy of enlightened awareness, the love that we are, the truth that we are, the beauty that we are. And she does this by absorbing and taking on all of our unprocessed darkness and the emotions and the self-neglect. So for myself, the hag is a powerful ally of transformation, and I have been required to embrace her, engage her, revere her, no matter how repulsive or judgmental I feel toward her, or I feel her toward me. And I've seen myself and others instantly transformed into this higher awareness just by acknowledging the hag and her energy, that she's being activated. And I know that in conventional realms, I had this experience once upon a time of coming off of a very crowded bus when I was living in San Francisco, and there was an older woman that was in front of me, and these kids came up from behind us and pushed to get by first and knocked her off the bus, and I went after her and I caught her, and she was this beautiful, beautiful aged woman, probably maybe pushing 100, and she had these piercing, fierce, dark brown eyes, and she said in this really wacky voice, "Fucking young children." And I was kind of stunned by that, because I was expecting to sort of handhold her and calm her down, and what ended up happening is that she actually handheld me and calmed me down, because I wanted to go after those kids. and actually give them a piece of my mind and my heart on behalf of this woman who just saw the humor in it. So I was very much stunned into this submission of her medicine, because I realized that we have all of these conventional, stereotypical raps about the hag, that she's ugly and evil and angry and demented and vicious, malicious, horrible, tore up, repellent, repugnant, dismissive, disturbed, disorderly, displeased. And really what I feel these qualities represent to me is really how we co-create a very complicated life for ourselves, where we can actually simplify things. And I know I have to own that over my life, I have not been aware of it, probably used the term hag in a very derogatory tone, although I can't come up with anything specific. But I hear it in the sort of background when I'm out and about and going about errands and that kind of thing, just in the sort of mundane daily. And so I've grown to be quite fond of her over the last 20, 25 years. And honestly, my first healing came about many years ago when a former beloved of mine gave a very stark reflection to me while I was having a very emotionally charged outpouring, that he said to me, you're being a hag just like your mother, who at that point, my mother was always looking exhausted and very pensive. And quite in hindsight, my mother's life at that time was very, very complicated with extreme caretaking. So, ouch, that was a very harsh reflection, and it affected me because I knew that look. And my former beloved was actually giving me some painful medicine that I was choking on it, basically, because I did not want to feel how unnerved I was by that. And I can remember feeling this heat of rage just welling up in my head and taking my breath and moving that hot head energy into the sort of coolness and softness of my heart, and realizing that, wow, that's just such an unfair assessment to me and to my mother and to all women, because we've all experienced the reality of a complicated life, and that complicated life being when we're all leaking out our energies in all directions and also simultaneously getting blasted by the outside projections upon us of demand and entitled energies coming into us from all directions. And when we're in that place, quite often, we're relatively pretty unconscious about it, and we're living off of fumes and on autopilot. And so for myself, the ultimate manifestation of the hag really points to this depletion and this what I call horizontal living versus our natural vertical alignment of this awakened conscious living. That is being the divine, this beautiful pillar of light, love, truth, and beauty that we naturally are. So what I've discovered for myself in retrieving and reconnecting with my various archetypal selves, and especially the deep, potent medicine that she, the hag, brings forth, is this is all about, for me, self-care. And she seems to incarnate for me when my self-care has gone MIA or AWOL, and happens during times when I get myself caught up in what I call the ya-ya-da-ga-za-za of the world, and I forget to be kind and caring to myself. So the hag brings her trickster self to my table, my mirror, and rather as an invitation for me to gather my forces, to convene, to collaborate with my inner feminine and my inner masculine. She desperately wakes this neglected core relationship from its slumbers, because quite often my inner feminine has defaulted to ignoring and pretending that she doesn't know, and therefore cannot state clearly what it is that she wants and needs, to her inner masculine so he can actually take inspired action or be in active stillness until that clarity has arisen and is spoken, communicated clearly. And so the tricky part is when my inner feminine overrides and ignores her wants and needs, and with the overdoing and busyness and running around on behalf of everybody else's wants and needs, and therefore she runs her inner masculine around and into the ground, and quite often emasculates him for not giving her what she really wants, and then blames him. And so for myself, I've discovered that this mix-up brings about the hag, who is, in essence, the incarnation of the really exhausted, drained, weary, unfulfilled, resentful, sad, overworked, under-pleasured me. So she invites me, and I believe invites all of us, women and men, in this position to release and return all the energies and projections from outside sources, energies that don't belong to us and weigh us down and drain us, so that we can renew and reclaim our autonomy and balance and rejuvenate and get back to our juicy divine selves. So the beloved hag teaches us about balance and boundaries, which isn't so much about keeping everyone out. It really is about containing our resources rather than outsourcing our life force to our own detriment. And so she lets me know when I've overextended myself, because she wants to be visibly seen, visibly known. Please do not ignore me, she says. And so she wants to be heard, all of the emotions felt and expressed, all of the aspects of myself that are physically spent, drained, and exhausted, depressed, and, of course, the other disses, the disappointments, the disturbance, the disgust, the discouragement, feeling disarmed, disrespected, dissociated, discombobulated. And one of my astrologer friends the other day considers Dis a god, goddess of the underworld, and also a prefix that means underworld, where our dark emotions can speak more deeply to us and empower us. So I've noticed that when the beloved hag is embodied, that my skin is visibly drier, that I'm in that place where my light is dulled, where I'm not radiating because I haven't tended to my needs, my wants, my desires. I've not honored my truth. I've been ignoring my feelings and emotions, dissing my fears and frustrations, my upsets, my anger and resentments, neglecting my body through too much movement, too much doing, or too much sitting, not enough movement, through not getting enough sun, no nature, a disconnection from water, not getting enough rest, not eating properly, regularly, and not drinking water, ignoring my heart, ignoring my yoni, ignoring my creativity, my need for downtime and rest, being too indulgent in overtaking responsibility because I can't say no, and I'm into that old default pattern of martyring myself, and all of which suck the life out of me, stops my flow with the universe, and literally hags me out. So the beloved hag's invitation to myself, to all of us, is to regroup, to reach within, gather ourselves, to bring us back up to ourselves, so that she can metabolize and compost our self-violence of deprivation, criticism, guilt, shame, sacrifice, self-blame, martyrdom, self-rejection, the mistaken toxicity of our feelings, our emotions, thoughts, beliefs, from too much technology, lack of natural light. And she helps us discover what's required to transform into that light, that effulgent lightness of being, so that we can honor venting, energy work, our journaling, resting, napping, crying, screaming, breathing, hiking, touch, massage, hugs, kissing, making love, caressing, self-love, self-appreciation, the art of going stealth, honoring our hermitage, and embodying silence. Aho, Jaima.
I just want us to give us all a moment to take a big breath and drop into our heart. And the wise woman, her message to me when I did the Living Wisdom School last year that really changed my life was that there is no such thing as a crossroads. When you find yourself in a place of not knowing what decision to make, to let go of the mind's speed and the complexities that you think you need to figure it out, and to simply drop into empty presence, drop into the heart, to take a deep breath, to come to a moment of stillness and to ask, what is the next best step I can take in this moment without trying to scheme, without trying to project or predict how the universe is going to unfold, and to simply ask your wise self, what is the next best thing? And that's a huge takeaway for me that I hope serves you all. And the piece that's arisen for me in our time together that she's saying is, don't get stuck in the surface. The shadow side, which often looks like the young maiden that's so beautiful, we get so caught up in the surface of things, and it's a tenth, it's even that, of what actually is going on. And yet so much of what we do is based on the surface. And the immense piece of wisdom that she is pouring into me right now, that's making me want to cry, is to not get lost. Don't stop there. Don't let surface, either because it's pretty or because it's not pretty. Don't get stuck there. Go deeper. Recognize, especially in your human brothers and sisters, that there is a universe of treasure in each person. And those ugly shells that we judge are often protecting, hiding, intentionally or unintentionally, immense gems if you be willing to drop in, and in yourself. And another piece that came through is that I feel like when we bring this time together here on Human Spirit Radio for this show, I'd like to make a ritual, an offering to this archetype, this sacred one who has been kicked to the curb, quite literally, who's been forgotten at the very best, abandoned, unvalued, and to call her back, the part that exists within ourselves, the part that exists within our families, the part that exists within our neighborhoods, our communities, and the world. And so I wanted to send that out to you, Penny and Maria, so that you can just kind of drop into what you want to offer. And also, we have a caller, and I believe they have a question or hopefully an offering based on this archetype, because this is about tuning into the frequency and sharing what wisdom is coming through in this live moment that we have together. What is the wisdom that's flowing through you? So I've never actually had a caller, but I'm going to unmute you. You said that you have a question, so hello.
Hi.
Hi.
You've never had a caller?
I've never had a caller before. Who are we listening to?
Susan, I'm calling from Connecticut.
Hi, Susan. Welcome to Human Spirit Radio. Do you have a pearl of wisdom from the heart of the wise woman?
Well, not exactly, but I just wanted to tell you that everything that you've spoken about, both of you, is almost like written as what I needed to hear. It's just beautiful. And what I'm experiencing now, because I've been in kind of this lower place trying to seek a higher place, and it's been a struggle. So, yeah, it was really nice to hear all that.
Oh, thank you. And there's actually three of us. We have Penny Slinger and Maria West, and then I'm Amanda Elo'esh. So thank you for saying that, and continue to open your heart to the words that are coming through, and let the words be sound vibrations that open your heart even more so that you can drop into your heart knowing.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan.
Bless you.
Bless you.
So, yeah. I've never had anybody ask a question before. Usually people are just listening. Well, thank you for that comment. I so appreciate it. Well, that's the way that the wise woman works, and we need her. We need her back. And so what I'd like to do is just kind of say what's moving into my heart and speaking to you, wise woman, and then when I'm done, I'm just going to just say Mitakuye, which means for all my relations. And then Penny and Maria, if there's anything moving through your heart to speak to this archetype, to invite her back, we need her so much, you can do that. So, wise woman, crone, hag, grandmother, medicine woman, heyoka, in all your forms and aspects, I want to say that I am so sorry for all the times I have not recognized who you are, your immense value, your immense acceptance, your heart knowing, your wisdom, your inner beauty, your outer beauty. I am so sorry for allowing myself to get fooled into thinking that wrinkles and sagging breasts were anything other than like war scars, this recognition of what you've been and what you've done in the world, and that you are my future ancestor, and that you are here to help me. And I'm so sorry for all the times I've forgotten you, and I want to invite you back. I want to invite you back into my wrinkles, into my dry skin, into my aging body. I want to invite you back into my mind and my heart. I want to invite you back into my remembering, and to say, I love you. I need you. I need your stories. I need your ability to laugh when everything feels like it's completely fucked up beyond return. I need your presence in my life. And I honor in this moment, I commit in this moment to honor you. To look into the eyes of those that my ego and my socially conditioned self would judge as unattractive or not worthy of my attention. I, in this moment, take off those layers, those artificial layers, and allow myself to be present and raw with you, and to remember the cosmos of wisdom and beauty that you hold within you. Whether it's in a human being, a circumstance, I commit to let go of my surface judgments and the labels that have kept me from the true bliss, joy, wisdom, healing that lies underneath. And I commit to quit hiding my own behind surface things that just do not matter. I remember to feed you. I love you, grandmother. Please come back. Please come back. Please Come back. We need you. Oh, Matakweyasi.
O wise one, ancient of days, sitting guarding the well of remembering, the well of life, keeper of the well, we welcome you back into our reality plane. We who are the weavers of the mystic spell, let us ripen our mythology once more with the fruit of your wisdom essence. You need to be recognized. You are. You need to be acknowledged. You are. You need to be seen. You are. So you may speak your wisdom, whispered in tongues, with a voice that speaks of the wind of time, on the edge of eternity, coming back and forth. Wise one, we call you back now, for you are the mistress of the interface. You are the one who sits at the edge of the well, keeper of time, keeper of all this experience that enriches our material plane. You need to be here again, seen, heard, experienced, revered. Aho, mother, aho, grandmother, aho, great wisdom holder of the timeless space. Come back now. We love you.
Matakweyasi.
Beautiful. So, what I have to offer is really the reminder of coming back to simplicity. We are in a world of extreme motion, of extreme doing, of techie toys and instant messages and instant gratification. All of it is helpful and all of it is folly at the same time. And so the crone, the hag, the dakinis, the wise women, all of the wisdom keepers of the feminine, we are the gatekeepers to conscious presence on this planet. And so by getting back to basics, we call her back in. And as we call her back in, we also bring in the balance of the sacred masculine. We call him in too, in collaboration, because we need this totality, because we are this totality. And so by simplifying, we go back to the simplest of living, of being in alignment with nature, the divine law, natural law, spiritual law, by foregoing all this maddening stuff, this madness, so to speak, that invites us to forget who and what we are. And so the crone, she just reminds us to breathe, to eat, to be embodied, move the body, be with nature, be our true divine selves, and really move into those places of deep awareness, deep communion, deep consciousness, this deep silence within. And from that place, we will know what to do, if there's anything to do at all.
Oh. Thank you, Marja. Thank you, Penny. Thank you, Sacred Grandmother, Crone, Hag, Wise Woman. This has been the conscious evolution of the Divine Feminine Archetype. And next month we'll be exploring the Spider Woman manifestation magic. And I wanted to let everybody know how they can connect with the three of us If you have questions or comments about the show, or you want to know more about the living wisdom where I teach these 13 archetypes, you can tune into my website. It's amandaeloesh.com, amandaeloesh.com. And the Living Wisdom School has a contact page. You can get a hold of me. Penny, how can people contact you?
Yes, you can contact me, through Facebook, Penny Slinger. You can send me a message if you're on there, or from my website, which is pennyslinger.com. And also take a chance to visit 64dakiniOracle.org so you can experience the consultation with the 64 Dakinis.
Well, I highly recommend the 64 Dakini Oracle. It's the number 64 Dakini Oracle. You can go online right now and get a free Oracle reading from her amazing deck. And Marja, tell us how we can get a hold of you and get a hold of your new book.
Oh, okay. Let's see. So you can find me on the Facebook, and my name on the Facebook is Ubuntu Marja West. It's UBUNTU Marja West, MarjaWest. And my main website is heart-based-new-humanity.com. And so the book is on her way, actually, down the birthing canal, as Amanda said earlier. I am actually doing the final proofs and blessing every word I said and wrote. Mm-hmm. And so what I'm going to be doing over the next couple of weeks is just finalizing everything. And then we're going to have a book birthing party, probably in November, December. But I plan on having a Scorpio book. So we're moving along those lines as I'm being directed by the hag, of course. And so thank you. And my email is dakinikiss@gmail.com. And you can reach me directly there.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Divine Feminine Champions and Shirley.
So, that's it for now. Blessings. Until next time, be the love that you are. Enjoy your life. Enjoy your breath. Enjoy your body. Here's to your love, truth, and beauty, my lovies. Mwah!